I feel incredibly bad. Welcome, everyone. We don't have a really good cold opening now. I looked over.
It was
mid-recording. We were 10 minutes and 40 seconds in, and it was not recording the audio because it was muted on the desktop. And we had a nice cold opening, but here we are.
I'm so mad.
I mean, it was good. He caught me off guard.
Yeah.
He asked me why I don't buy milk, and of course it was like genuine reaction. Then now it's obviously not because
we know.
I know the question now.
I didn't know the answer either. I was asking,
but
genuine curiosity.
For quick reference,
yeah.
I buy a gallon of milk. I only use half of it. The next logical answer, get a half gallon then, in which I do, but I still only end up using half of it. I don't know why. It's just like once I'm halfway through a milk, I'm just done. But I'll use a half gallon on a full gallon of milk. But there was that. And then...
You understand why it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know why it doesn't make sense.
I'm just making sure.
I just don't know why I do it. If some psychologists out there can tell me why.
Mind you, I'd like to set the stage. So something I didn't express to you earlier in the previous messed up recording.
Yeah.
It was especially confusing and confounding for me because
me
just bought a coffee maker.
I did.
Like a nice one.
I did.
And so then Alex goes, but you know what's crazy? He doesn't buy milk.
I don't.
And I had to think, I'm standing in the kitchen just thinking to myself, okay, all right. I know he likes lattes.
Uh-huh. Okay, let me specify something by, I bought a nice coffee machine, but it is more or less an espresso machine.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know what I'm talking about, if you're into coffee at all, it is much cheaper to do that than to go and get coffee from anywhere else.
Correct.
So I stopped getting coffees, and I was normally getting one a day, and I just kind of set that back every day, and then I got a coffee machine.
Yes.
To reduce that output.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah. I've heard that you've been.
The first one was good. The first one I managed.
Yeah.
Because it was like a big cup. They have different ounces it'll pour through. So it wasn't even an espresso shot. It'll do coffees.
Okay.
So I guess that was kind of misleading. But realistically, you get it to make an espresso shot and then maybe put another cup in to pour the rest of the coffee in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it'll actually push through everything. However, I crushed it the first time. I was like, this is great.
Wonderful.
Second time, I didn't write anything down. I didn't say I did like this or that or whatever. And all the cups are different. So I was lost. I was like, how do you make one of these? Because it's very simple. You put chocolate in, you put milk, put some half and half. Starbucks uses 2% milk. And I'm just like, you know what really got me actually? What really got me?
What?
It comes with the frother. Frother is thing heats up milk. Explaining it for people.
No. I'm just
heats up milk. So basically, it puts a coil in, and the coil spins, and the coil heats up, and then it heats up the milk and frosts it. So first of all, I poured too much foam in. I was like, did they put I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no way. And then Alex is like, nah, you put a spoon in front to kind of hold. You can let some go in. It's fine if you like a little bit of foam. I'm not a big fan, so I'd milk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, milk.
So I put that in the half and half stuff.
The milk you don't buy.
The milk I don't buy. I actively have milk in the fridge though.
Oh, look at you.
I know.
I'm proud.
I'm all grown up.
Look at that.
I'm all grown up.
Yeah.
But so I have this frother on the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the frother, you look on the inside. You know how measuring things work. There's a min, and then there's a max.
True.
That's probably normal and everything. Even on cups that are this is a cup, and then in the middle would be this is half a cup, like a thing you would use to put rice in to measure a cup of rice or whatever flour, etc. This says max, and there's two different symbols on the side of it. So sorry if I got a little bit confused because I was like, "What do you mean max?"
Yeah.
What what's the difference? And then all it is some obscure 2 different symbols on the side, and I'm like, I don't know what those mean. Like, was this supposed to be min? And it's like, no, it's max. And one is for like, I don't know for sure, but I have to assume one is for like if you're having one kind of pour like a 7 ounce of coffee and then like 3 or 4 ounces of milk get product.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one's like, here's a shot. The other one is for all the milk and stuff like that. So maybe not the cold open you asked for, but the cold opening you got.
Yeah,
but
that's the one I got.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bricker. We didn't do this last time.
I know. It's
I'm
crazy.
Bricker Lori.
Yeah, I'm
joined
Connor
here
Brock.
by Connor Brock. He said it.
I said it, but
you squeezed it in between 2 of my words.
I did because I thought you were leading over. But,
I'm sorry. I haven't done this very often.
I know. It's only my second time.
It's only my second time. It made me so nervous.
Please. Yeah. So you'll be able to find us on all socials. Will be down in the description.
Yeah. So mainly for people, it's like going to be YouTube, Spotify, TikTok. There'll be bits, of course.
Yeah. But welcome to the Alt Tab Podcast.
Oh, he even put it up front.
Yeah, I did.
My dog.
Yeah, I love this name. The naming session that we had for it, I'm just sitting back. I'm like, man, we are going to bounce around all over the place.
We are.
We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about anime. We're going to talk about video games. I'm going to get into music. And it's also going to be very seasonal in the sense of, come basketball, late in the season, leading up to the playoffs and finals, we're going to talk about basketball. We're going to talk a lot about it. Playoff time for football, we're going to talk about it. Big moments in sports, like we'll get into later, we're going to talk about it. However, on the same breath, anime.
Yeah.
Right. Get all up in there.
Yeah, the main thing me and you probably have in common now, because you weren't big on anime initially, I think. There was a couple.
I didn't realize the shows I had watched. I was like, oh, I really have watched a lot of anime.
Yeah, and it's also like, I think you went in with the same like stereotype that a lot of people have towards it. It's like, man, it's like a cartoon. Like,
well, see, I've always loved cartoons.
Like,
though.
Yeah, but like some people see it and they're like, it's just corny. Like, for example, like I think it's NC Hammer just uploaded a video. Great example.
Okay.
It was like the strongest pervy characters.
Oh.
So when people see those, they're like, why would I ever watch that?
True.
So you're like, what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not what anime is, right?
Yeah.
And then you show somebody like Death Note, Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan's slightly overrated, but
I would disagree with that.
Huh?
I would disagree with that.
Have you watched it all?
No, it's just extremely overrated.
Oh, okay.
It's not slightly. It's extremely overrated.
We'll end up talking about this kind of where we rank some stuff eventually.
Yeah.
But like, if I could break it down into parts, the beginning, S tier easy. It's so good. Because like, there's the mystery. They're just trying to survive, and then it just became like a history lesson.
Yeah.
Now, like, is Aaron a good character? Like, fun to like. Not like, I'm not saying, is he good or bad?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as a character, he is
design.
like, he is a defined character. But a lot of people kind of share the same opinion. Is the author, like, once we got to the basement, the whole thing we've been trying to get to this whole time, he didn't know where we were going.
Yeah.
Like, it started changing, like, so rapidly, becoming, like, it's like whenever you're having a fight anime, like, or a shonen, I guess, and, like, for some reason, you accidentally just power spiked it too fast. And you're like, well, I gotta kill all the characters.
And so that's a perfect example of what we're going to do here on the podcast. We're going to hit Alt and Tab, and we're going to go back and forth between windows and applications and just open up whatever we feel like.
Yeah.
We were explaining the show. And what happened? We just talked about anime just a little too much, and it just went right in.
So what I was getting to, which this is where we go back, what I was getting into is like, we have anime in common pretty much.
Yes.
Magic heavily.
Yes.
But like, for example, like you disc golf.
Yeah.
I'm not disc golfing, man.
Yeah, I'm that's not something I'm going to get into either. Like, I'll talk about it if people end up getting in the comments and like, hey, we want to know more about your disc golf, because I'll tell you right now, I've infected my workplace.
Well, you played in a tournament.
Yeah, I've played in multiple tournaments. I placed really well recently. But
for example, that's not something I'm...
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not that I'm not into it. Like, I'm not going to go play. Like, I don't golf. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you even do you golf normally.
I've got a set of clubs. Yeah.
Yeah,
I go with
see.
my buddies whenever I can, really.
But like for me, like I'm really into like the Fallout series and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And not that you wouldn't be. It's like more of a time thing probably. And it's like for me, like one of the games I play, it's like that series. Like I'm about it.
Yeah.
Like I watch videos about like random lore stuff and like things like that. You're not necessarily
Yeah, it's just
on
not
board.
like I haven't played the games. I've thought about them. I have a very high amount of Fallout stuff for someone who's never played it.
Yeah, because I mean it's sick.
Yeah, I've bought
I think
things.
we'll watch the show together.
The Fallout show.
Yeah, there's a show coming out. It's getting close. It should be
Oh,
getting
no.
close.
Yeah, we're definitely watching it. Obviously,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
God, I hope it comes out. Not like Game of Thrones. I want it to be as cool as Game of Thrones. So,
Yeah, I heard.
like, of course, if you like something, you want it to be that cool,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. But man, it'd be so sick. Because one, it then forces them to maybe make another Fallout game, or other people start talking about the series more. So I'm just like, that makes me excited.
Yeah.
Obviously.
mean-
But another thing we have in common, and this is the segueing we're talking about.
Oh,
Basketball. We got basketball.
Basketball.
Do you want to talk about the funny, silly little thing that might have happened in the NBA, where arguably the second best player on a team is getting paid significantly more than the other player?
Yeah, I would like to start off by naming certain players in the association. And I say name them. It's because they have like two very glaring things in common. So we have Joel Embiid, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, and Nikola Jokic. What do they all have in common?
Oh, you have to watch now, because now that you said it the second time through, one of those guys does not.
No, yeah, Joel does not.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
this time. I'm saving you right now.
Same. So LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, and Nikola Jokic. They have two things.
Kawhi Leonard. There.
Yeah. Kawhi. They all have something in common. And I'll tell you, they all get paid less than Jaylen Brown.
And have always been paid less.
And guess who all have rings? Not Jaylen Brown.
Not Jaylen Brown.
But guess what? How much is Jaylen Brown making, Brick? How much?
I was waiting for you to interrupt me.
No.
But he's making $304 million over 5 years.
For those of you keeping track at home, that is just over $60 million annual.
I have one question for you if you looked it up.
What?
Has he come, like, not that this is like the end all be all, like, has he even got like an MVP vote?
No. He has not even been nominated for MVP.
Yeah, so that's like one vote, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
tough,
Yeah,
dude.
so
And then people are out here like, hold on, I'm about to be heated.
I told you we were
Like,
going to go in
dude,
on it.
Oh my god. If people are out here like, listen, I know he doesn't have a ring and he's been playing for a bad org, whatever. Like, bad org. But like, you telling me Jaylen Brown is like significantly better than Damian Lillard? It could be close. You can say Jaylen Brown's better. But like one player has a left hand.
Sure.
And one player can stretch the floor.
Hear me out. Because Damian Lillard is the second highest paid player in the NBA.
Yeah, his team doesn't have a player better than him on it, though.
Who's the 17th highest paid player? And it makes a third of the money that Jaylen Brown's contract is. Less than a third, actually.
I would want to say Jason Tatum.
LeBron James.
I mean, LeBron's on the back end, though.
Yeah, sure.
It is sad to say, but like LeBron's not the same caliber of
For
player
sure.
that he was.
But what is LeBron doing that Jaylen isn't?
That's fair. Like if you were to tell me like which one would I pick, like if you were like you can have these 2, and in theory you were to say like you'll sign. That's a bad take because like if I was to say the rest of their career, it's like, well, if LeBron goes bad, somehow it's like 3 years. The other one's going to be like 16. So, but like realistically, let's say pick one for free for 3 years. I'm picking LeBron.
Yeah. You know what else? You know the other thing that is different between them? I don't know. One of them is on the Lakers and is still allowing his contract to be renegotiated to take less money. Want to know why? Because less money means more cap space. More cap space means more talent.
Yeah. The only
Sure, LeBron.
the only problem with that take is like, I'm not gonna count somebody's pocket on that.
Yeah.
Because like LeBron and him are in two different stratospheres.
True.
Like LeBron could get paid $0 from the NBA and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like he could literally play the next 5 years on $0, and like Nike's still going to pay him more than his contract.
I mean, but look, hear me out. If let's say Jaylen Brown is worth $100 million, okay, right? He's worth $100 million. So in theory, you could get 2 more Jaylen Browns.
Stuff. Now, do I think like 300 is crazy? Yes.
Yes, 300 is ridiculous.
But for him, I'm not batting an eye. Yes, give me 300.
No, yeah. On his side,
like his side, he's winning.
Yes,
somebody better be signing his lawyer tonight. Like, if you got a contract coming up, whoever has Jaylen Brown as like, I don't know who his contract dealer is.
Yeah, I don't know his.
Do they call them lawyers?
No, they would be agents.
Agents.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Whoever his agent is, sign them now because they convinced Boston to pay him more than Jason Tatum.
And Jason, last I checked, actually has results. But
not like, does Jason need to become a little bit more ball dominant at the end of the game? Yeah,
yes.
Like that's one thing you'll get from Jaylen Brown over Jason Tatum is Jaylen Brown will take the ball and he will shoot the last shot.
Yes.
Like
he's got that
he
dog.
will shoot the ball.
He's got the dog in him when Jason doesn't. And the other thing is I'm not discrediting Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum because in the sense that they are one of the highest scoring duos.
Right.
Period. In the association.
But like let's go on.
Words.
Joker.
Yeah.
Joker. Just beat them both.
Yeah.
Just say I'm good.
I'm him.
I'm literally him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, not close. And it's just not close.
Yeah.
It is quite remarkable. Like, they lost to Jimmy Buckets.
I mean, but it's Himmy Buckets. Though.
It's Himmy Buckets.
It is Himmy Buckets.
Like, I don't know how much he makes a year. But why do I feel like Jimmy just makes like 13 mil a year?
No, Jimmy's top 10.
Is he?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's like 130.
I'm actually kind of excited for this season. I don't know how excited you are.
Oh, I want to watch.
Has Damian actually been traded yet?
Not yet. But he needs to, man. Please give it.
I would love him in Miami, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, him in Miami, is that like the best place for him to go to win a ring? Like, you would think no. But they made the finals.
Yeah.
What was the problem for the Heat? You stopped Joker in the paint. Jamal just went crazy.
Yeah.
You stopped Jamal. Joker went in the paint, went crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you stopped Jimmy. I'm sorry to tell you, there's a better shooter on the team now.
Yeah.
And guess who's not afraid to rip it from half court for a game winner?
And be stone cold doing it.
Turn around. Dude, I saw a TikTok. We need to talk about it. Give me right now your favorite NBA celebration. Your coldest. Like, for example, like to specify kind of what they did like the Steph Curry sleep one and kind of put it in C. They're like, that's an old man celebration.
Yeah.
And then they're like, LeBron's is like a little too long.
Yeah.
Like, it's iconic. But then they were like, Dame time.
Oh, yeah. No, Dame time.
They're like, Dame time you're never seeing in an open gym.
No.
You're not seeing that in an open gym. That's cold-blooded. You're not going to see it when they're losing. Like, the game has to be won and over, and then you're going to catch Dame time. And it's... God, when he did it the first time, or he turned around and just clocked it, and then his whole team surrounded him because he hit that game winner. Yeah. Oh, that was so sick. And it's just straight face, too.
I thought of this celebration, and then I went, okay, anything better than this? And I went to the next one, the next one, the next one. Couldn't find one. So I'm going to stick with this one. It's also Damian.
Yeah.
It's him waving goodbye.
Oh, when he turned around like this, just like hit him with it?
Yeah, he literally just turned it around, waved goodbye because he shut out Westbrook when he was still on the Thunder.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty
tough.
That's pretty tough.
TUFF.
What's the other one that's pretty good? I think celebration wise, it was like a really cool moment.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like a celebration, so this might be a cheat answer.
Sure.
But Derrick Rose hitting the game winner, and they pick him up and they grab him, and he's just getting like tossed around, lifted up in the air, but his face is still like, I got another quarter.
Yep.
And he just hit a game winner. He's like, I'm him.
I'm him.
Me and you both are like,
oh, we're big. Well, maybe if this podcast takes off and we do really well, maybe we'll release the currently unreleased footage of our actual episode 1.
Yeah.
This is actually episode 1 that will be going up on the following Monday after it gets edited. However, we did a recording last week. Mostly, we wanted to get it up. However, we just weren't ready yet. But it showed us that we could sit down and do this podcast.
Yeah, it was more of a, like, kind of a small gamble bet on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, afterward, how do we feel? Afterward, I wanted to record another one.
Yeah, I was ready. I didn't have topics, but I was like, I want to get back in there and do this again.
Yeah, like, I enjoyed it. Whether this blows up or this is just a thing we go back and watch and be like, almost use it as a time capsule thing.
Yeah.
We go back and be like, what's our take on this? And it's like...
And then cringe.
And then be like, we go back and watch, and we're like, yeah, dude, Jaylen Brown makes 300. And we're just like, Scotty Buckets, right? Just some random person is making like 400, 500 mil. And it's just like...
No. What happens is we rip Jaylen Brown now, and in the next 5 years...
I mean, that's what will happen.
Yeah, in the next 5 years... Boston just does what they did in the 70s and just rips like 5 in a row. And we're like, oh,
yeah.
That's on us.
My bad. And he's just like 30 every night.
Yeah.
Hits game winners every time.
Acting like Pippen, just like strutting around.
Strutting. One person I'm kind of excited to watch now. And so I'm a big Warriors fan.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever told you why I was a Warriors fan, like why I picked them. Some would be like, oh, Steph Curry, like bandwagon type thing. And sure, but here's exactly why. Summer League, okay?
Okay.
I'm in high school.
Yeah.
Playing in Summer League. We're pretty much at the finals.
Wait. What year?
The year the Warriors won, I think it was our first one against the Cavs.
15.
Was it 14? No, because basketball is weird, right? Because it starts in 1 year, ends in...
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It
was 14-15.
Yeah, it was 14-15. They won in 15.
Either way.
Yeah.
First one they won against the Cavs, right?
But it was still... But, like, I had to think, because, like, we're the same age.
Here's the main problem, right?
Okay.
So, everybody on my team loves LeBron.
Of course.
I mean, loves, like, favorite player.
Yeah.
It's basically, they did what, like, back in the day, people did about Michael Jordan. Just the best thing to touch the court.
Of course.
Right? So, of course, me, being the guy I am, I never watched NBA. Because at this time, I just kind of like, this is my backstory kind of leaning in. I'm not going to talk too deep about it. Maybe someday we will. But, like, I just kind of moved. Like, not that long, but, like, when you get out of not having a whole lot of stuff to kind of being like, I could technically watch NBA games. Like, I never watched football when I was younger.
Yeah.
Never watched basketball. So, like, I never picked a team, never knew a team. And I was just so sick of them talking about LeBron. I was just like, y'all pissing me off. Like, I'm sick. I don't know who LeBron is. Just stop talking about it. And I've been playing basketball for 3-4 years. I don't know who LeBron is, by the way. If that tells you anything about my life at home. And so I'm like, whatever. I was like, who they playing? And they're like, the Warriors. I was like, oh, the Warriors had the one guy, right? No clue. And they're like, yeah, dude, Steph Curry, we hate that guy. And they hate him because, like, he's playing against LeBron.
Of course.
So I'm like, nah, dude, I love Steph Curry. So I'm sitting on the bed by myself on the side. And there's the entire basketball team on this side. Steph Curry rips a 3. I'm like, let's go, baby. I'm screaming, dude. It's the first game I've ever watched.
No.
Like, a Golden State play. I'm like, let's go, baby. And I'm like freaking out. You just see them look over at me. They're like,
Mm.
And then the Warriors win. I'm like, great game, boys. I'm going to bed. And they're all pissed, dude. They're all mad at me because they know what I just did.
Yeah.
Or they don't know. Like, some of them do. They're like, really? A Warriors fan? And I was like,
And
I don't know,
now-
man. I just don't like LeBron that much. LeBron's, like, great for the game.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that.
No.
But, like, LeBron is incredible for the game, whether you consider him the best of all time or not. Like, he's incredible. I don't understand why, like, this is the only thing I'll say on it. I don't understand why I see another, like, Michael Jordan-esque type thing, and all they want to do is try to tear him down.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Let him be good.
Like, let him be good for the game.
Yeah.
Now, is some people tearing him down good for the game as well? Yes, technically. You paint him as a villain.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah, it can get out of hand, though.
It can get out of hand where people are just like, no matter what you say, another player is automatically better. If no matter what you say about any player whatsoever, like, for example, if I was to say Jaylen Brown will be the best player of all time, since we talked about him today, that's why I'm going to use him.
Yeah.
You can easily come up and be like, brother, the finals, MJ's got 6. Like, shut up. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. You got way more stats than I did.
Yeah.
But when it comes to LeBron, everybody, like, they won't even listen.
Yeah.
Like, they just, no, 6 for 6. It's like he never went to any other playoff games.
He won 0 playoff games without Pippen.
Yeah.
Next.
But his career is only 6 years long. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Yeah,
That's what we got.
The Wizards years never happened.
The other things that we kind of brought up, but it's, you have the dumbest statistic in your dumb brain I've ever heard in my entire life. So we were talking about how much Jaylen Brown made. And then we kind of laughed at the money. Like, listen, it's all funny money at that point.
Yeah,
you cut, like, it's all funny money. But I was talking about how Mbappe just got offered pretty much 300 million euros, but $3.31.9 million, assuming most of our listeners are in the U.S. use U.S. currency. Could not be, though.
Yeah, true.
But, and then Messi that was 1 year for Mbappe. Messi for 3 years was $1.6 billion.
Correct.
Which just looks at Jaylen Brown's contract. It just dwarfs it.
Yeah,
dude.
it dwarfs it.
Then we brought up, like, well, basketball is probably the only other sport I can think of that even comes close to maybe competing with soccer. Because soccer is so good. Volleyball is pretty popular, too.
Volleyball is very popular, but the issue is viewership.
It's very hard to watch good volleyball.
Yeah.
Like, volleyball is one of the weird sports where, like, it's going to be a hot take. Maybe. I prefer to watch women's volleyball more than I do male volleyball.
Yes.
And the reason for it, maybe you'll agree with me, is they call it a run, or is it a volley? Like, when basically they don't
You don't
I'm
score on
getting
the
so many
serve.
terms thrown in my head that I can't spit any of them out.
Of course.
So we serve the ball,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Most of the time in males, like with the highest level, a lot of times you see it get either received, go out of bounds, or the serve scores. Like, it's an ace.
I mean, those are like the 3 options.
So it's ace, and those are your only 3. Yeah. But what I'm meaning by only 3 is generally when it gets received, they get it up, they set it, and then you have to watch the best player in the world spike it past your defenders and score.
Correct. Yes.
Like, that happens more times than not.
Yes.
Yep. And it's like, in women's, like, at least just watching what I personally have seen, there's a lot more times where the serve gets caught up, and then, like, just in pure striking power is not as hard. It can get received more often. Yep. So then you get, like, a lot more exciting. Like, it is way more exciting to watch.
Yeah, watching women's volleyball rally, that's what it's called.
It's a rally. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Like, watching a rally, and I'm going to back up just 1 second. I used to work with a Boys and Girls Club, and there was a young lady there. Her and her family and I got very close over the time and got really close with her parents, and good people. Very bright young lady, and she was big into volleyball.
Yeah.
And so, of course, being the pseudo big brother that I turned into for her, I would travel to her volleyball games. And it's the most exciting thing to sit there and watch a rally for, I don't know, 2 minutes, which is a long time.
That's a really long time. But whoever wins that, it is like you're on top of the world.
Explosion on court and in the crowd, huge, and it's the most fun.
It's like one of the most. It is one of the most like swingy momentum shifts that you can physically just watch happen.
Yeah.
For one single point.
Yep.
Soccer. Sometimes you watch a goal happen, and they're just like, "We'll get it back, probably."
Yeah, the defense is like,
like,
all right, whatever.
How big is the point in soccer, right? Like, but it's almost to the point that in soccer, it's so popular and so like for example, your offensive players in soccer aren't going to be that upset because they didn't get scored on. Your defense is going to be pissed.
Yeah.
So the offensive players like, I gotta do my thing, Like, obviously, like they're mad because like they scored and like if they were better on offense, like you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So like in soccer, I feel like it doesn't shift as hard. And that might be a weird, like, I've never been to a soccer stadium, and they go crazy.
They do.
They go crazy over that. Those environments are so sick.
I used to go to crew games with my buddy Dylan.
Yeah.
But
soccer games are nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
wild.
They're wild. So, but in volleyball, man, 2-minute volleys back and forth, just going, like, as hard as you can. Like, the other problem is, it would be like in soccer, the only thing it could reference it is if your goalkeeper stopped the goal 13 times.
Yeah. Just like constantly jumping back and forth and batting it back.
Because like every single, and it's right on the line.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he stomped it out, like caught it easy or anything. Like, I mean, it is as physically close as it can get to the ground or in the goal as possible. It gets stopped, back up, and then another person comes in, swats it back up, and then the last hit, literally possible, gets it over and it floats in and it stays in somehow where they have to serve it back. Or like, it comes over and somebody hits it hard enough that it's going to score. Now they're on the ground and like everybody has to get back up, get back in position. And like, man, when you score that, literally top of the mountain.
Yeah. Huge.
If you lose that point, you just see like as much as they try not to, that's like the hardest you've worked the entire game to be on the losing side. And like the amount of times you almost scored that point and didn't, they just kept stopping you. You just can't help but feel underneath the other team.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's so sick, and that's what I like about volleyball a lot.
Yeah.
So I could see volleyball being close, but again, I think the sport's it's not simple, but it's like it's too easy for teams to score almost.
Mm-hmm.
That like half the game you could just kind of cut out and say it's 15-15. Let's go to the end.
Yeah.
And that might be like a bad example, but like,
yeah.
But soccer, God, is it so much bigger than any other sport?
True.
And then, of course, we said basketball could be close because it's so accessible. Like you can, even volleyball, I'd say it's harder to play than basketball.
Yeah, volleyball, you would need a minimum. I guess you could practice your serves by yourself, but if you wanted to do anything else, you would need a minimum of a second person. And then if you ever wanted to play, minimum is 4 people.
I guess it would technically be 2, right?
You can play 2v2.
Yeah, because like sand volleyball.
Yeah.
But like, you need somebody to set.
Yeah.
Like,
plain and simple.
And it's not the same as like, you can go shoot a basketball and get better at shooting a 3, but you can't really get better at spiking without a defender there.
True.
Like you can work on hitting to a specific spot every time, but like it's so much different when there's a hand in your face. Yeah. Like
and you're judging it on the fly.
Yeah. Like in volleyball, there's not really going to be ever a time. You can, of course. You're going to be open to shoot a 3 way more times in basketball than you are to hit a spike uncontested at all.
Correct.
Like it's just
one happens, I don't know, 20 times a game, and the other one happens almost never.
Yeah. So it's like onto that. So those were all the topics we had in terms of before audio messed up.
One other thing.
I think, right.
Well, Messi.
Oh.
He makes how much money?
Oh, yeah. So,
yeah.
The statistic that that pisses me off.
Yeah.
You can say it because I don't even feel like I should even know this statistic.
You shouldn't. Messi makes more money on that contract than the country of Madagascar has in GDP annually.
That's so crazy, dude. That's so much money.
Yes.
You think they invited him onto the submarine?
Definitely.
You know Mr. Beast was invited on the submarine?
Yes.
That's That's wild.
Yeah.
All right, old topics. So
Yeah, old topics are done. Guess what's new though?
what's new?
New?
Yeah. What you got for me?
Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're on to football now,
Yeah,
by the way, if you don't know.
American football. Yeah.
American football.
Yeah. Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Ready for the stat line?
Uh-huh.
His first 3 seasons.
Yes.
He has the most yards
Uh-huh.
than any other quarterback ever in the first 3 seasons.
Is this played seasons?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, Patrick Mahomes didn't play year 1.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
technically, Patrick, did he play in his second year?
He played second year.
Yeah, so you're saying the first... Because sometimes they'll specify the first 3 years that a quarterback's played.
Correct. No, he is entering his 4th year.
Yeah.
Yes. Justin Herbert has played 3 seasons.
But you're seeing what I'm saying.
Yes,
right?
I understand.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes has been in the league for 5 years.
Well, I was just saying, if it's the first 3 years, is it counting Patrick Mahomes having 0 yards in his first season?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes has 0 yards that first season.
Okay.
Because he did not play.
Okay. A lot of times, statistics will pull the first 3 that they played.
That like starting from? I understand. No, first 3 years in the
league at all.
Correct.
Whether you played or you didn't. Okay.
Correct. Most amount of yards from any quarterback ever.
Okay.
Period. Most receptions ever. Period.
Did they even make the playoffs?
Wait.
Oh, God.
There's only one other person who has thrown the same amount of touchdowns ever, and so now they're tied for first. Peyton Manning.
Oh.
Okay?
The old stiff man himself.
This is the group that he's in. He is at the top or with Peyton Manning. Ready for this though?
Uh-huh.
He's 25-24. He has 1 playoff appearance. They lost to the Jaguars.
Bro, my boy just slinging
Wait.
and losing.
They lost to the Jaguars after being up 27 points.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I think we were at Wings. I said, dude, they're going to lose this game.
I was on the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember being at Wings, I think, and I was like, Jags are going to lose this game. Or the Chargers are going to lose this game.
Yeah.
Like, joking. Because
Yeah.
Jaguars have statistically been really bad.
Really bad.
Of course, they got their new quarterback. The old Clementine himself.
Yeah, got rid of the mustache bandit.
Did he?
Yeah. He's not there anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Justin Herbert is 25-24, 0-1 in the playoffs, blew a 27-point lead, and also has all those stats, right? Crazy.
Uh-huh.
You want to try a $262.5 million contract?
What is
4 years.
4 years?
65K? 65 mil?
Yeah. What did Patty get offered?
I don't remember.
Do you see Aaron Rodgers actually
Took the reduction?
took a reduction?
Yeah, I just talked about that today at work.
It's
great.
That was 2 middle fingers at Green Bay.
Yeah, and
That's exactly what that was.
And did you see his quote from the press conference afterwards?
I did, but I do not recall it.
It was, I took the reduction, and because I'm here to win rings, and I'm having the time of my life right now, so I don't see myself slowing down. I understand I only have a 1-year contract, but I'm having fun, and we're out here balling. So
yeah,
and it's like that's good stuff to hear, because that also says to Green Bay, I saw no future with you. That's why I got my bag.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
and that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, I guess.
And now he's at the Jets, and he's getting rejuvenated, and
he's been to a lot of different sports too.
Yeah,
like you see him on the sidelines a lot, like getting like video.
He's getting out.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. Do you have a quarterback goat?
Other than Brady?
Okay, it's Brady. Sweet. I thought we were gonna have an awkward conversation about how like you're wrong if it wasn't Brady.
Oh, I mean, I have a backup. Like my number 2.
Yeah,
it's Breeze.
That's a good one. Maybe not like statistically the best, but just like
records.
Records like always like. I guess statistically, I meant rings.
Yeah. One ring.
Of course, every topic comes down to yo, how many rings you got?
Yeah, 1 ring.
Because it doesn't matter that's 11 on 11. It's obviously 1-on-1, and the quarterbacks are the only thing that matter and win the games entirely by themselves.
True.
Hashtag Ray Lewis had no effect on the game whatsoever.
Anyway.
Anyway, after that hot take.
Yeah, Troy Polamalu had no effect on the game.
Yeah. No, they never had any effect on the game at all. Like, nobody ever was scared to see Ray Lewis hit their wide receiver across the middle. Oh, man, it was so good. So, the reason I ask, do you think any quarterback of this new millennia will be the GOAT?
Like in our current era? No.
I guess. Do you think Patrick Mahomes is going to be eventually better than Tom Brady?
That's like the only possible. And I still think the answer is no. For only one reason.
I think the answer is yes, and I have for only one reason. But go ahead.
My answer is because he's a running quarterback. He's a very active quarterback, and he puts his body in positions that.
So you don't think he'll last long enough?
I don't think I understand the way that science is right now. We have more available to provide Patrick to make his body last longer.
Right.
I just don't think the human body can be hurt that much and hit that much.
Right.
And get the longevity, because that's what he'll have to do. He'll have to last.
Yeah, the main one that's like I think might get written off is Burrow.
I think Burrow would be written off, yeah, because he's a good
pass. Sacked more than any quarterback ever.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
You're talking about hit. That's not even counting when he runs.
I know.
Like, that is just straight up sacks. So, like, the reason why, and I guess it obviously depends, is he going to last long enough? Brother, I saw this man get tripped and throw a dart to somebody's face mask completely sideways.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
yeah.
And it's not even like it's a one-off. We've seen him do crazy stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
But he just threw a dart before, literally couldn't see the guy.
Yeah.
Threw a dart before. And then literally the next play gets tripped completely sideways, throws it, and it just hits the guy in the face mask in the end zone. And I think Tyreek Hill leaving is actually kind of helping him.
100%.
Because everybody was like, numbers are going to go like this.
Numbers have gone up.
Numbers have gone like this.
Yeah, so
he's actually completing more passes now because he doesn't have Tyreek to just score, so now he's actually getting like more stats because like same yardage, but like the completions are going up like way higher.
And for the audio listeners, this means that everyone thought when Tyreek Hill left, all the stats were just going to go downhill.
Yeah,
and
this
is downhill.
And to this is uphill.
And this is uphill because turns out he left and it just provided more opportunities for other receivers and for Patrick to get more completions, which is wild.
Right, yeah. I think it's like good for Tua that he got somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't think Patrick Mahomes necessarily needed him.
Yeah.
Which it's always hard to judge when like he's been in your receiving core your entire career. It's like, well, will you be good without him? Question mark.
So I would like to take the jockstrap off and leave the locker room for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to have one of those queued up every time we leave sports?
I can try to.
That's going to be a lot.
It'll be a lot. I mean, come episode 5, I'm going to be like,
I closed the locker door and threw out the key, and we're going to be like, what?
I mean, like next time I could just say like, I'm just going to...
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. My bad.
Because then you'll have to come up with a new one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about Magic. We have a lot coming out in this next month for Magic.
Oh my God, do we have a lot coming out?
Yeah.
Not even necessarily coming out, just like if you're involved at this store at all,
yeah,
you got a lot coming out. As I sit here and picked in my ear for a second because it was itching.
Yeah.
You go with what you're going to go with.
I'm going to go in on the Commander Precons. So, for those of you who've been living under a rock in the MTG community, we have Commander Precons coming out in 2 weeks.
I just got a call today that ours are getting shipped to us.
Yep.
Shocker. I work at a card shop.
Yeah. So, the Precons are Slivers, Eldrazi, Enchantments, and Planeswalkers. And I'm going to be talking about 2 of the decks, inarguably the most sought after of the 4, Slivers and Eldrazi.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk about the problems I have with one of them and the things I like about the other.
I got one thing.
What's up?
To kind of bring up. Have you seen the price of Emrakul lately?
No.
Do you know the Promised End, the one that does not have Annihilator? That's
Correct.
legal in Commander.
Yes.
So with the Eldrazi one coming out
Mm-hmm.
and the slow decline of play,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember the last time you saw its price?
I sold mine for $52.
Okay, so they were down to like 30,
Okay.
maybe even lower than that.
Okay.
Like they were so cheap, like for whatever reason,
Mhm.
they are at $95. Because there is
Okay.
another sliver. The reason I bring this up because one of the slivers didn't get printed,
Correct.
and it shot up
Yes.
like what $40, I think.
Yeah.
So like from 10 to 40 or
Mhm.
50, I guess would be 10 plus 40, 50.
Math.
Quick math.
Quick maths.
Quick maths. But you talk about this. It's mainly going to be a you topic here.
Yeah, I'm upset. So when it comes to Magic, I'm a for the players by the players kind of guy. Give us the cards at reasonable prices, which means reprint the cards. I'm not saying reprint fetch lands in Commander product. No. I'm saying you're marketing these Commander precons as, quote, premium products,
Right.
end quote. And part of premium products means premium product. And one of these decks is colorless, and the other deck is 5 color. The two decks we're talking about. 5 color slivers and colorless Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you care to tell me or take a guess as to how much value is in the mana base for the 5 color sliver deck?
Teacher, I'm raising my hand. by the way.
Yes, Mr. Brick.
I think I know the answer. Maybe not exactly, but I've heard it's a dog shit amount.
Oh, very true. Yes.
I've heard they're all tapped lands for the most part, besides Command Tower.
Command Tower
And basics?
and a couple basics. So I'm gonna start off with just literally 5 archetypes of lands that should have been in the deck. Lands number 1.
Commander lands.
Commander lands, also known as Battle Bond lands. Lands that ETB untapped if you have 2 or more opponents.
Yes, sir.
Full stop. Why aren't they in there? I'm
They
not saying-
also just got printed, so we know like if they don't pay attention to market value.
Yeah.
Either way, they're bulk, man. Like
Yeah.
they're literally bulk.
Put them in there.
Put them in there.
So I'm not saying put all 10 in there. That's aggressive. Put, I don't know, 4, 3, something.
Like your main color
Yeah,
combination, maybe.
Something. Next one. This is the next one's very, very
I
touchy.
kind of want to try to guess some of them.
All right, you want to try?
Is it Pain lands?
No.
It's not Pain lands.
No.
Fast lands.
Nope.
Ooh.
Mhm.
I can keep going, but now I feel like I'm
you're
cheating.
you're not going to get it.
I'm not gonna get your second one.
Nope.
That's not even one of the 4.
No, the second one is like the rest of the, like one of these. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it slow lands?
No.
I'll say because those are actually expensive, kind of. The slow lands, like from the newer sets.
Yeah. I mean that's a later one. So we'll just say
I don't know the second one then.
another set of lands would also be the slow lands from the Innistrad, the most recent Innistrad set.
Yeah. So slow land is referring to the land that if you already have 2 lands in play and this is your 3rd land drop or later, it comes in untapped.
Correct. So the reason why I think that's good is because, it's a Commander game. Odds are it's going to come in late. Just how it is. Again, we don't need all 10. Just give us 2.
Yeah.
Maybe. And the other, the second most important land cycle, though, would be slow fetches.
Oh yeah, like you
They're-
just get them, but they have to enter tapped.
Yeah, it's a land that ETB's tapped. You untap it, and it just says tap, sack, search library for example, Forest Mountain, and it can put it into play. It's a slow land. However, it fetches up anything, and it'll just come into play naturally.
Yeah.
And all of them are under $1.
Yeah. Do you think this like that sliver deck? Because again, we're talking about like a premium product,
Mhm.
and this is like not a standard set commander.
Correct.
Do you think at any point like 4 triumphs should have been put in the deck?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because if there was a land that you kind of get over entering tapped, it's your 3 colored lands.
Yep.
Because like now you're asking for too much if you want them to come in untapped
Mhm.
for any reasonable amount of mana
Yeah.
or pain or restriction. It's just like make them enter tapped.
Correct.
They got cycling on them. They're good.
Mm-hmm. And the other aspect of the slow lands, you can go into it or something. Cool. And then like the slow fetches, they can go into it or something. The slow lands come into play a little late. The battle bond land, commander lands just always come into play untapped.
Mm-hmm.
These are all good things. Let's just talk about the slow fetches for just one moment. Where do they see play? Only commander.
So yeah, like commander, or if you're talking CD, like competitive, nowhere.
Yeah, crazy. So guess what? There's only 5. They never completed the cycle.
Oh, there was a chance to complete the cycle. Oh no. Oh man, you're really hot on this.
I'm hot. Yes, I'm hot on this.
And my favorite part is after this, you're going to talk about how much you like the colorless one.
No, I'm not.
I thought you said you were going to talk about how you like.
I forgot how mad I was at the slivers. My notes are like positive about the slivers because it's all the sliver. The sliver deck is like.
Oh, so when you told me earlier,
yes,
you were actually pissed about the colorless one.
Yes,
and now we're pissed about the.
Yes. There's only 2 things about the sliver deck that I'm like,
I mean, that's kind of like that's a big deal.
Yes.
Like when for example, we just made like $50 decks and $100 decks. Like your thing has to be on MTG Goldfish, has to be under those dollar amounts, right? Yes. It's like also if you play Commander and the game's getting stale, great way to spice it up. You can play your $50 decks with precons, $100 depends what precon you're playing against. Like for example, these ones should be able to compete.
Yeah,
they're $100 to buy.
Minimum.
They should be able to compete. But like. It's really funny because I was like, oh, he's going to be mad about Slivers deck because I've heard the mana's so bad in it. But then again, it's like, it's Slivers, so like, some Slivers are kind of messed up and can make up for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, it's like, yeah, they enter tap because your deck card value is so much stronger than all the other ones.
Yeah.
So like, you have, like, the lands is a nerf.
Yeah. However, the lands aren't the nerf for Eldrazi, but I'll get that to this second. Slivers did one thing great, which is what I really appreciate about it. Is a typal deck. Typal is the new term from tribal. It is a tribal deck, is a typal deck, and
I heard some people were hot about the word.
Yeah, because it's
tribal.
Yeah, it's typal. It's
archetypal.
Yeah, it's to be more respective of indigenous people. So. They can be hot about it all they want.
I had no idea why.
Yeah, no, that
I just saw there was like heat around the word.
Boomers are going, change, bad. I shouldn't have to be considerate of other people. It's like, guys, get over it. It's a card game. Move on. Anyway.
Yeah. As we get more hot about our
so about the card game, yeah. But the sliver deck did one thing great. There's 2 cards in the deck. Other than that, all the creatures are slivers.
Yeah.
Granted, one of those cards super sick, and the other card also sick. One card is one of my favorite card types. It's basically a giant.
Yeah.
It's basically a Titan.
Yeah.
It is a 6-mana 6/6 with an ETB and attack trigger, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
I love the Titan. I love Primeval Titan. I don't.
Grave Titan. Inferno Titan.
None of them do the same.
Sun Titan.
It's close.
They don't ramp us.
Like no. It's like Primeval Titan is like S tier.
Yeah.
Like the other ones aren't in A or B for me.
I'm not gonna get into that. I'll write that down for another time. Titans MTG versus Brack. Cool. So I'll get that another time.
Now I feel like I'm gonna get targeted one of these days.
Oh, you're getting torched, brother. So, but
I just love Primeval Titan so much, and you know this.
Oh no,
Okay, move on.
We'll get into this later. So, but Titan of Litjara it's blue red 6/6 ETB and attack. It's from the Slivers deck.
Blue, red?
No, blue, and 4. Sorry. If I said red, that I misspoke. Blue, and 4. 6/6 for 6.
I was like, I could have sworn you said red. I was like, 3 mana for... maybe this one's S tier. Yeah. I don't care about the rest.
So, ETBs, you choose a creature type. In the pre-con, obviously, you choose Slivers.
Yeah.
Creatures, when this Titan ETBs or attacks, you draw a card for each creature of the chosen type. The Titan is also that creature type. So
also, it'll count itself.
Yes. You draw that many cards,
Can I guess the other card type when you're done here?
Yeah.
Or-
You draw that many cards and then you discard a card.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a 6-mana 6/6.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The other one I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw this Titan somewhere. I don't remember it. Like, so many cards get released. I can't remember them all. Is the other one the card? It's like pig creature type. Is that already wrong?
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay, pig creature type. Basically, the card in every single zone is that creature type.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I do remember one of the
Yes.
ones that everybody's excited about.
Yes. So I'm buying the Eldrazi deck and I'm buying the Sliver deck. I know I'm torching both of them, but I am. Guess what? I'm only taking 2 cards out of the Sliver deck and I'm selling it to someone else. I have a buyer.
I know who the buyer is.
Correct. So I'm
It's
taking
not me, by the way.
I'm taking this other 5-color legend out of the deck because it is a universal. It's a universal typal commander.
Mm-hmm.
I can play it, and I can. So I know Brick knows I like giants. I like my big beefy creatures. However, they just don't do enough on their own, and they don't have enough help. So guess what?
Or they come in like a little too late.
Yeah. Or guess what? In this case, they're all giants. Sick. So I get to do that. I going forward, it'll probably be the most used typal commander next to Morophon.
Yeah, because it could just be anything. Right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna pick it up now, so I don't have to pay an arm and leg later for it, and it just makes my life easier.
So, what do you, before you go in on the deck, because we're going to pivot to the Eldrazi one now.
Correct.
What do you think of the new Eldrazi commander, I guess?
Color spells with mana value 7 or greater have Cascade.
Mm-hmm.
Sick. It's cool.
I know there for a while you're not huge on Cascade, are you?
No, Cascade is a fundamentally great mechanic.
Yeah, I guess in Commander, what you said something about it just gets repetitive. Is that what you said?
No, there's one.
Or was it a different deck entirely?
It's only for Maelstrom Wanderer.
Okay.
Does it feel like it's repetitive?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because the first 4 turns of the game are ramp, play Maelstrom,
and then play the rest of your deck.
and then attempt to play the rest of your deck. And so that's my only grief with that. But no, Cascade's great. It says card X.
Modern players would
See, I also like Cascade in Modern. We're not gonna get into that.
the living player at the table. Man, I got a hot take on that for you. Speaking of putting people on the burner, before we get into this, you, this stupid shit stain over here. Yeah, I'm talking about him. You can't see me pointing at the camera. I'm talking about him. This guy loved playing Reanimator decks.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved them.
Yes,
and then was like...
Wait. You're saying loved, past tense.
Well, okay, you
Easy
actively...
on that. I actively love them.
It is... I would say, beside the only other thing I could think that maybe you would like more is like anything dealing with Kiki Jiki combo.
I mean, yeah, basically.
Like,
if you're gonna,
like that's the only thing I can think of. It could be like one of your favorite decks you always come back to is Asthma Reanimator and Commander. Like you're always playing it. Like
love it.
You're a Reanimator through and through.
Mm-hmm.
He would not touch Living End. He refused. If you don't know what Living End does, basically it says every creature in the graveyard gets put into play, and all the creatures in play get put in the graveyard.
Yes.
The creatures in play get put in the graveyard. Creatures that were in the graveyard go to exile and then come into play.
Yeah.
So it is like the mass amount of Reanimator that you can do with one card. And it's just like, I was like, Connor, just try it, man. Like,
I don't know, man.
I know the cycling part's weird.
I
I was like, the cycling part might not be your favorite because, like, all these creatures have cycling.
Yeah.
They go straight in your graveyard pretty much for free. They give you something back. You're not just pitching them to some card. And he tried it. And then the next week came by, and he just walked up to me, head down. It was like, can I play Living End?
Can I play it?
Can I play Living End, Mr. Sir?
It was really fun.
It was really fun. I had a lot of fun. And then he proceeded to play it every weekend for like 3 months straight.
And then
like actually going to like 1Ks and stuff, actively playing the deck.
Yeah, and that was when I bought it because I borrowed yours for forever, and then I bought it, and then I started going to 1Ks.
And I just got an upgrade.
Yeah, I did, and anyway, I'm ready to go in on Eldrazi.
Yeah, so that was the main reason I brought that up. I know we kind of did our little tab thing there.
But
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up that. It gets me every time. I get heated when I think about it.
yeah, that's fair.
I'm just like, I had to fight you for a month to play this thing.
yeah,
And then you played it nonstop. It was your favorite thing.
it's still my favorite modern deck, 100%. So Eldrazi, right? What was your first set for Magic again? It was
My
War.
first set. I have bad news for anybody that's ever played Magic before. I've never played Magic the Gathering without Baby Teferi being legal.
Yeah, that's tough.
War of the Spark
Yeah,
was
yeah.
well. I guess it was technically like I played it on Arena when it kind of like first came out-ish.
Yeah, so
So a lot of it was like playing Wild Growth Walker and Jade Light Ranger. Like that was my first like kind of experience, and then I played Agent of Treachery Reanimator. That's when Veil of Summer was also printed.
True.
And nobody knew about Veil. I got oh my god, that's one thing it made me so mad. I was so high on Veil of Summer because I didn't know much about the game though.
Yeah.
Like if I knew about Veil of Summer and how cheap it was and I had the money to buy a ton of them, I would have.
Yep.
But like I was playing 4 copies in my standard deck, playing this like Sultai Reanimator, like bring back my Agent of Treachery, sacrifice it to a card, Blood for Bones, I
Yep.
think is the card
Blood for
name.
Bones.
So Blood for Bones is an additional cost. You sacrifice a creature. So you sacrifice the agent and then it resolves. It's like, for example, when you cast, like, is it Thrill of Possibilities? You have to, like, discard as an additional cost.
Correct.
So, like, you have to sack as an additional, so it's already in the graveyard when your card starts to resolve.
Mm-hmm.
So you could sack the agent and then bring it back and just keep taking permanents from people.
Yes.
So, like, that's what I was doing, and I was using Veil Summer to protect it. But, yeah, I played that. I probably played that in, like, 2 events. And then I didn't play Magic for, like, a month or so. War of the Spark and everything. And then I ended up playing, like, the Bant,
Yeah.
Nissa, Teferi.
Yeah, the band deck, yes.
Yeah, I was, like, playing it because, like, I like ramp decks. I felt you had to play Teferi if you weren't playing Wilderness Shrek. And I didn't really like the Expansion Explosion Wilderness Shrek deck that much. I like Wilderness Shrek, just not that
See,
specific one.
I was an Expansion Explosion deck, but yeah, same. So the reason why I bring that up is I'm going to reference a time in Magic's history that is pretty infamous, pretty dark, pretty sad.
This is Eldrazi Winter.
Yes.
I just say, does this deck remind you of Eldrazi Winter at all?
No, it doesn't. That's the problem.
Oh, that upsets you?
Yeah. All right, ready
Is there
for
an
this?
Eye of Ugin in there?
What do you think? Oh, he's laughing. He took a drink at the wrong time, and he wasn't ready for it.
I would like to lock in my answer as no.
No, crazy. Yeah, there isn't one. Brick, there's not one.
Is there an Eldrazi Temple in there?
There is.
The one that taps for 2 if you have
Correct.
7 or more?
No.
Or
It just taps for 2 for Eldrazi spells.
What's Temple of the False Gods?
Temple of False God is in there. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is useful. Sure. Why didn't we get an eye print? It's not legal in Modern,
Yeah.
and it doesn't see play in Commander. Give it to us.
That is true. I guess it's a little hard for a precon though, because that's a really, really strong card.
Sure. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna push it. It's an expensive card.
Well, I don't even think it's as expensive. It's like $10. It was.
Was
Okay, has it gone?
50. Yeah.
When I initially got one, because I was playing, I don't remember. I was playing some deck in Legacy or something. I played it. I don't even remember, or maybe Commander. It just had it in there. Bro, I snagged that thing for like $10.
Yeah.
I think I sold it for like, I don't remember what, like, so I got like $6 out of it. I sold it at 12 or something.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah,
like,
because it was cheap because it got banned because of Eldrazi Winter.
yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about a couple things. I've got a
God,
prop.
you got so many notes.
I have so many notes. Half these notes are on the deck.
Oh,
From here to here.
it's just this one?
Yeah. So remember the thing.
These notes are from both the podcasts entirely. One page.
So remember what did I say was good about the sliver deck? Other than 2 cards,
All slivers.
all slivers.
They're not all Eldrazi's, are they?
No. When you think Eldrazi, what is the reason why you want to play Eldrazi?
Big, thick, dumb boys.
Big, meaty creatures. Did we get any Titans? No. We got one Kozilek. Okay, well, why didn't we get like an Emrakul or an Ulamog? Oh, well, it would have been too much value in the deck. Well, you don't care about MSRP.
Supposedly.
You don't care about market value. Supposedly.
Legally, they can't, or
Yes.
be considered gambling.
Correct. So,
Is the real short way
yeah.
of saying that without going too in depth, but yeah.
So, okay, well, you gave us one Kozilek.
Mhm.
Why? Because the Titans draw people to that style of gameplay. You look at the Titans and go, I want to play with these guys.
Yeah.
And I want to play with their minions and all this other stuff. Sweet. Okay. So you give us Kozilek. Why not give us the Ulamog? Or why not give us the Emrakul? Or, hear me out, we have all these new cards. Give us new ones. Just new versions of the Titans. I know it'd be crazy. Just have it take place in Zendikar again. It doesn't matter. Just give us, or give it to us wherever they were when they were crossing the blind eternities before they got to Zendikar. Where were they before that?
See, there's only one problem with that one, sir. How are you going to market your new Eldrazi set?
Guess what? We have Teferi. Go back in time.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're saving those card arts for that. you know?
yeah, sure. So we have, like, okay, they gave us one Kozilek. No Ulamog, no Emrakul. As you said earlier, Emrakul shot to the moon. Ulamog, I haven't looked at it. I don't want to. I'm scared. I have Ugin, didn't get it either. It was cheap before, I guarantee it. Not now.
Yeah.
You know what is cheap, though, that we didn't get? Desolation Twin.
Oh, is that the, like, 10 mana
10
makes 2 10/10s?
10 mana 10/10 that when you cast it, you make a 10/10. It is what you want. It's a big, meaty creature that, guess what? Brings more. It is cheap. It is $3.
I mean, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay. Guess what else we didn't get?
Endless one.
Thought-Knot Seer. We got Endless one.
Do I?
Yeah. Thought-Knot Seer.
Thought-Knot Seer didn't make it?
Nope. Guess how much Thought-Knot Seer is?
Bulk.
$2.
Bulk.
Guess what else we didn't get?
Let me Reality Smasher.
Correct. Guess how much Reality Smasher is?
I don't know.
$1.
I was gonna say it's also.
Guess what else we didn't get?
They're legal in Pioneer, by the way.
Yes. And they were all part of the Eldrazi Winter set.
Yeah.
That deck. Guess what else we didn't get?
I don't know.
Eldrazi Mimic.
It's one that copies when that draws the enters, right?
Mm-hmm. 2 mana, 2/1.
Yeah.
It is less than $1.
Yeah.
Mind you, these are updated prices. These are as of yesterday. The deck has been known for months and months.
Right.
Prices didn't go up.
That's true. They're still cheap.
Still cheap. Why aren't they in there?
As they should. I don't
Now, granted, I'm going to get a little. This is some petty part of me.
Oh, yeah. I love Petty Connor.
Desolation Twin. Mana cost.
I don't know.
10.
Oh, yeah. It's
a 10 mana 10/10.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what Metalwork Colossus is? It's not an Eldrazi. Tell you that. Guess what deck it's in?
No idea.
Eldrazi.
What?
It's an 11 mana, 11/11 that costs X mana less for the amount of CMC among artifacts you control. It's also bulk. Give us our 10/10. That's literally in the type that the deck is. What's the
You're pretty hot about this.
I'm very frustrated because I understand not giving us Eye of Ugin. Whatever. You're like, it's a legendary land. It's too good for the deck. It spiked the power. It's fighting against slivers.
Yeah. No, that's tough. That's a tough one.
Like,
you have what were the other 2 decks?
enchantments and planeswalkers.
Oh, the enchantment creature's actually good.
No. I want the enchantment deck. I'm just not in a position to get it. Plain and simple.
Because it's like when the saga finishes, deal stuff to like.
Well, that's the one that's in the deck.
Oh, that's not the commander?
No, the commander is super sick. Commander like reanimates enchantments and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So sagas, you get sagas back.
Right.
And if you have Starfield of Nyx, which makes enchantments become creatures, Starfield of Nyx, if you just get creatures, if you get enchantments back, they become creatures, which is cool. What's up?
I saw something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, just looking out the window of the studio, it's fine. So,
I'm-
I'm blaming you. I'm angry. We know this. We talked about it before the pod. You're like, man, we're
Oh,
gonna
dude,
fight
we
today.
came in hot today.
Yeah, because you see how hot I got by my notes today? Yeah,
Yeah,
coming in hot.
You have come in a lot hotter than I have.
Anyway,
I was getting hot early about the milk question, but like, I think that's a justifiable question though.
yeah. The other issue is just the overall construction of the lands and the artifacts for the Eldrazi deck isn't great,
Yeah.
and it's hard to print. It's not hard to print because they can do it, but it's hard to print good colorless ramp without printing multiple $100s of cards
Yeah.
in there. So your colorless ramp could be in the form of Mox Amber. You could have a Mox Opal.
You got like Mind Stone.
Mindstone's in the deck, but Mindstone's not expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
You can have a Mana Crypt.
well, I don't even think Opal and Amber work, right? I mean, it technically would, but they have to tap for a color. I don't think they can tap for colorless.
You're right. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure Amber like copies whatever your legendary color is. So I don't even think you could play with Amber.
No, you couldn't. Okay, well then.
Because Opal, you could.
Yeah.
You just be like a blue.
Yeah.
And just use it as like a generic mana.
Correct.
Like same with like, well,
Blue?
I guess I don't freaking know what Chrome Mox is, but like,
Hear me out. What if they gave us a new Mox? A colorless Mox, one that makes a waste.
how do I pop up the cat picture with the gun right now?
I know, right?
It's like, hey,
Hey. So I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on for a moment, nice and seated. So imagine if it was just like Metalcraft for colorless creatures. If you control 3 colorless creatures, it's a 0 mana rock. Okay, we'll make it 0 mana rock. And if you control 3 or more colorless creatures, it taps and adds a waste.
yeah,
Like something along those lines, where it only adds a waste. And there's a condition that has to be met, and it's not inherently broken.
yeah.
It wouldn't warp Legacy. It wouldn't warp Vintage.
You wanna know what's weird?
What?
You guys like also just missed out on one land that they printed in the new set. It's like the Grey Haven or something like that.
Okay.
It's like a pseudo fetch land for a basic,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also like its top half can just tap for a colorless.
Oh.
So it can tap for a colorless or sack itself. I think it's pay 1 and sack it or something.
Okay.
But you can sack it and go get like a waste or something, a basic land.
Gotcha.
So like kind of weird that it's like here's like a random colorless land that can thin your deck out.
So
But obviously that's a Lord of the Rings
yeah.
thing, so it's like probably legal reasons you can't do that one.
So there's other cards in the deck that are not Eldrazi, which is fine because they're
I mean, think about it. It's like outside of if you have to think of strictly colorless Eldrazi, you run short fast.
which again.
Which is then it's like, why aren't you not adding the ones that you can? Like, for example, I told you if I was to play Eldrazi, like Elder Deep Fiend, sweet. I love
Correct.
Elder Deep Fiend.
It's blue.
But it's blue.
Yep.
You can't play it in this.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Again, it just hammers home like why didn't we get these, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so let's just take out the idea that the whole deck is Eldrazi. Just remove that idea.
Uh-huh.
Well, they gave us Ugin. 6 mana Ugin. Colorless spells cost 2 colorless
Yeah.
less. Cool.
The one that morphs.
Yes.
The top card makes it 2/2.
Yeah.
Then you can play it, or it goes back to your hand when it dies.
Yeah, it goes back to your hand. But cool. Whatever. Well, if that's the case, can we get like a Karn?
Yeah.
Like what? Like Ugin is colorless, sure, but we could have had, I don't know, the 5 mana Karn Pants Karn.
Okay, no, I'm more on board with that.
Yeah, I'm not
I
saying.
thought you were talking. When
not
I hear
saying-
Karn, I think of 4-mana baby cyborg Karn. I was like, well, you don't have a cyborg. Like,
Yeah. No, I was thinking like, uptick makes, a construct.
mm-hmm.
Cool. And it also helps you like draw cards. Cool. Things that are good for the deck, right?
Yeah.
Not in the list.
There's even a new Karn.
Yeah. The mana base, we didn't get Tron lands.
Did you another card would be sick. It's like Cityscape Leveler.
Yeah.
Like it's 8 mana, I think, and it's 8 mana to escape, and it doesn't have a color.
Yeah.
Like, for
Unearthed,
example,
but yeah.
Thran Spider would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have green in it though. That could be wrong.
No. We'll find out. Our editor will just say, "Hey, you guys were dumb," and put a little.
Or not put anything. We'll just
Yeah.
let somebody in the comments decide. Well, like Thran Spider, do you know what it does?
It makes copies of itself.
No, so Thran Spider is like a 3 mana. When it enters, each player gets a Power Stone token.
Okay.
But normally, if you're the colorless deck, it really only helps you because it can only be used to cast like artifacts.
Correct. Artifacts, or it can also be used to activate abilities.
Yeah,
But
or like there's a lot of cheat things you can
Yes.
kind of do with it, but there it's like, all right, well I cast my commander, Cityscape Leveler, blow that up, Cascade twice.
that's sick.
Like,
It's cool, but again, didn't get it, so that's frustrating. All right, well, what else did we not get?
I don't know, man. This is all you.
I know. It's fine. It's frustrating because I wanted so desperately a lens. Of course, now I'm blanking on the name, and I thought I would just remember the name. Shame on me. But
Lens?
artifact ETB imprint with a basic land. Lands that get tapped for that mana.
Yeah, I don't know. Did we get Anvil in that deck?
No.
Anvil's a little bit harder though.
Yeah.
Because then you have to like exile an Eldrazi, and then it can't like.
We have to exile a creature,
Yeah.
which should all be Eldrazi, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But typically, the drawback with this artifact that imprints the land is, it imprinted a mountain. I'm not the only person playing mountains. However, I'm playing wastes. I'm the only person playing wastes.
That's true. Yeah. It's like.
And it's also an expensive card. And it needs a reprint.
Yeah.
And it doesn't see a lot of play, so gimme.
Give me a.
Gimme.
Give it a.
Give it up.
Yeah. So you definitely came in pretty hot on that one for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm...
On this week's episode of Hot Ones.
Ooh. Can we say that?
Dude, do you like hot stuff?
Yeah.
Or I don't really want to do it. But are we hot onesing?
No.
No, you can't do that one.
No.
You're just not even gonna try.
I'm not even try.
Oh, dude, I'll be saying all sorts of stuff. I'll become a sailor. Maybe not that bad, but
I mean, Luffy's not bad.
huh?
Luffy?
Oh yeah, Luffy's not that bad.
No.
Have either of us watched One Piece?
No. We're gonna go watch the movie? Yes.
Did
It
you?
looks good.
Did you? It's not a movie. It's a TV show. Like the one on Netflix. It's a show.
I thought it was gonna be a movie.
No, it's a show. It's one of the live action shows. Yeah.
All right, so either way, I'm gonna watch the live action 100%. I sat down and watched the trailer. Thought it looked great. It actually
Yeah.
looks
So I
decent.
think we're going to benefit for 2 reasons. One, what's one reason me and you don't want to watch One Piece?
It's too long.
Now, there's One Piece.
One Piece exists, yeah.
We talked about this last time if it ever gets released.
Yeah.
I think we didn't talk about it. We kind of brought it up same fast as here. But, yeah, there is a live action coming out of One Piece. And the 2 main reasons I want to watch it is one, I think we'll benefit from the same way that the Death Note movie benefit was. If you didn't watch Death Note the anime, you liked Death Note the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watched the anime after, it still didn't make you hate the movie. Because like, oh, the movie did do some different things. Maybe you enjoy it more or less. Because it's kind of like, if you like a character, you want them to be the way that you like them.
Yeah.
Not like portrayed as something completely different unless you think it's better. And then you're like, well, now I don't hate that character, but I like this one more. However,
normally,
Mm.
at least with Death Note specifically, everybody likes the anime more. And if you've watched the anime and then you watch the movie, your general takeaway from the movie is the movie's shit.
Correct.
So for us that's never watched One Piece, we're gonna watch the live action and be like, yeah, man, it was fine. That was cool.
Yeah.
And everybody else is gonna be so pissed.
So mad.
They're gonna be so mad. They're gonna be like, this doesn't make sense. This is not how this works. Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I thought it was fine. And then we watch One Piece and we're like, no, it's still fine. You're all just mad.
Yeah. They're just mad because they tried it.
Yeah, which apparently they've put a lot of effort in. They've done some like correct decisions on like how they should do. For example, like they didn't make apparently one character has like a huge nose.
Yeah, very, very long.
Like very long. They just didn't do that.
Yeah.
So some people are like, it doesn't match the character. But other people are like, can you imagine how dumb that's going to look?
Yeah.
Like on a real person. Like sometimes you have to take away the anime part
Mm-hmm.
and kind of make it like an actual live action.
True.
Like I get wanting it to be the exact same thing, but well, I guess the best example I can give, and I haven't watched it all, but I've heard a lot of people say this, is like Full Metal Alchemist anime. The second time around, they changed the ending.
Yes.
Who changes the ending
Yeah.
of any show ever or like story?
Correct.
For example, if you haven't watched the end of Naruto, I don't know what to tell you. They should have changed the ending.
Yes.
Get rid of her. Madara's our villain.
Yes.
Change it. Please.
We don't care.
There is one time they didn't change it that we were all like, you should have changed it. Like, I don't care that they show up eventually. I'm just upset that they did it at the end of Naruto after, like...
We cannot get on this.
I cannot get on this.
We cannot get on this.
I will get so mad.
It's not just you who's upset.
But, like...
Because we'd both be like...
Well, like, for example, Full Metal, they changed the ending in the anime.
Yes.
And a lot of people are like, great decision.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Like,
Yes.
the ending is way better in the anime. That's why it's number one and has been number one for years.
Yes.
Like, that's it. So, like, changing little things in the live action is going to make the live action 10 times better. You might not like that they changed it because you're thousands of episodes deep, or 8,000 episodes deep, and they changed a little bit about your character. Like, get over it. Because the other thing is, like, the other thing, I don't know if you've seen how, like, some people talk about it, is, like, they were mad that the woman's body didn't match the same as the One Piece ones.
You mean the
non-real, not even physically possible
Yeah,
women portrayal in One Piece, yes.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure that we were on the same page.
Yeah, like, I can put my arm like this for non-video watchers. Take the thickness of your arm, and, like, that's them.
Yeah.
Like, that's their torso.
That's their. I was gonna say that's their torso.
That's their
'cause
torso,
Hips
like-
are out there.
Yeah.
and their shoulders hold huge troxelont, and that's a movie
Yeah.
reference that no one's gonna get.
Somebody will. Somebody out there is smiling. Like,
For
they're like,
sure, for
hey,
Yeah, he gets it.
But yeah, so like things like that, I think not going super overboard on some of that stuff, I think will serve it better in terms of pacing and things like that. Not like a movie critic, but like,
Oh, Lord knows I'm not.
brother, I'm here on a podcast sharing my opinion.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're two white guys.
Sorry, One Piece is the best ever all time. I've never watched it, but it's significantly better than any other media I've ever watched.
It doesn't belong in the top 3.
Top 3.
It's not. It's not in the top 3 anime right now. It's not. It shouldn't be in the big 3 either. Get it out.
Okay, now you're going crazy. I mean, it is one of the big.
No, it's definitely the big 3.
Like, I think anybody tries to argue that, I think, like, I've never watched it, but I would never be like, the show sucks. Too many people like it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not only that, it's only gotten better,
Yes.
apparently.
Yeah,
Like,
the animation's only gotten better.
So, like-
the writing has gotten
like
better.
if somebody told me that it was their favorite, I'm not going to be like, you loser.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, gatekeep.
yeah,
Gatekeep. That's
like-
what we're here to do.
Oh, yeah, I'm here to gatekeep for sure.
Connor, what?
But, like, yeah, there's never going to be a time in which I stop someone. But right now, what's your, I don't think I've asked. I would assume it's, like, Naruto. But what's your tippity top? What's your number one?
I got 2 questions now that stemmed off.
I was gonna say go ahead and ask the second question because I have a question to.
Okay, this one might be harder though.
Yeah, go for it.
If you had an anime,
Mm-hmm.
and this happened, I guess I don't have to shout it out, but like, love their podcast. On a Talk Anonymous, I think one of their topics was if you had to show somebody an anime,
Mm-hmm.
which is the one that you would personally show?
I would personally show, and
I think they ended up settling, just for reference.
Mhm.
I think they settled on Attack on Titan
correct, and I
because it was
disagree
so
with that.
popular at first. I don't know if that's what I would, but I definitely couldn't. I couldn't make it Naruto.
No, you can't do it Naruto. It's too long. The issue that I have with AOT, it's a weird place to start because it's not really anime, and that's my argument with that.
Yeah, it's a lot more about story.
Yeah, so it's less anime-y, for lack of a better term. It doesn't carry on your typical tropes.
Right.
So where I might actually start, probably One Punch.
You think One Punch would be it?
Yeah,
For you?
so hear me out. I think the reason why I think this is it's comedic, still has action, main character.
It's also beautifully animated.
Yes,
Like, the colors are great.
gorgeous.
Like, and apparently the manga is also incredible.
yeah, manga is
I haven't like looked at a panel
Yeah.
before.
the newest season. Those chapters.
I've
we
heard
talk-
they look visually like
Yeah.
he's like really good at showing what's happening.
it is such high detail. It is a gross amount of detail, and we
Yeah.
talked about this on the unposted video. But Mappa is going to have their hands full with that. It is. But I would show One Punch. It's got comedy, it's got action, and stereotyping. Most people I'm going to try to get to watch anime are going to be guys. And if I wanted a presenting female person to watch anime, I'd probably give a different suggestion. I'm probably going to go with like maybe Way of the House Husband. Very, very cool.
That's a off the cuff one, but that's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot because it's got like it's not listen. Way of the House Husband, it's not breaking any barriers. I think for that answer, like if I was going to go with something like that, I think Spy Family. You don't say the X, but
no, but everyone does.
but Spy Family.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one.
No spoilers.
So the only thing I'll say about it is like, if you like a little bit of action, it has it. It has like these weird tension moments, like where like they're sitting at the table and they're kind of like scouting each other out. They're like, "Hey, are you a spy?" And he's like, "I don't know. Are you an undercover agent?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's like a lot of cool things, and then like, relationship wise, like if you've watched the first 2 episodes, you know that like they're fake
Correct.
husband
Yeah.
wife. So it's like not much of a spoiler. Somehow they had to get together.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well written too.
yeah, it's
I'm on
like
episode 5.
it's like decently written. Like it's really nice. You can tell like it more at the end of like the second season. Like you can kind of tell like this guy that Lloyd's looking for is definitely like he should be looking for him. And it's like, okay, so that's cool. I said it's like 100 times there,
Yeah.
by the way. But I'm trying not to spoil.
Yeah.
this problem.
So he's trying to like tiptoe around because I'm actively watching the show.
Well, not only that, I don't like to spoil.
Mhm.
Now, for example, one that I would is like Naruto, for
yeah,
example.
like, we're gonna. Yeah.
Like, brother, it's been out for so long. Like, I'm sorry. I will not intentionally do anything. But, like, I'm going to say, we're going to talk about this. Skip ahead an hour.
Yeah.
Or maybe turn it off. I don't know. We might tab back in.
Yeah. We might tab out. We might tab back
Yeah.
in. It just is what it is.
But, like, Spy Family, I think, would be a great one. Because it's, like, kind of kid-friendly.
Mhm.
Like, a lot of people that watch it's like, I want to have a family now. So if you get somebody kind of close to that area, like, it's a good family anime.
Not me.
Like,
yeah.
you could throw it in the kitchen, and, like, nothing crazy is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I think the craziest thing is Yor gets drunk and, like, kicks the living shit out of Lloyd.
Yes, this is true. It happens in like episode 4 or 3 or something like that.
Oh,
Great.
It's so good.
It's super funny.
Yeah. So, and you were saying,
What's up?
I just nothing. Just putting you back on blast.
Oh,
I thought I was gonna freeze you there. That was my goal. To be like,
no. So in terms of what is like my tippy top anime, I have to throw back a question.
Okay.
So is this an anime? My very tippy top. Is it an anime that I would like to watch again, start to finish? Or is it the anime that I consider like my all-out favorite?
Because those are nobody's opinion will ever sway you. This is your favorite anime of all time.
I mean, it's probably Naruto right now. Like it's really hard. There's only one other anime that's close to it, and it has an issue with, in my opinion, lack of episodes. Movies were great.
Movies.
Yeah. This is like before Naruto was easily like my favorite anime, and I didn't really consider again this.
I thought your weird answer was gonna be like Castlevania.
No, I wouldn't.
I know you like it, but I think you like more scenes out of it than you do.
No, I love the whole show.
Yeah,
the whole show is great. No, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so then
I was like, it might be Castlevania.
No, the issue is with Neon Genesis. There's just the show is just weird and it has a really bad ending because the studio got cut of its funding and they weren't able to finish it on time. And then the movies came out. Movies were good.
Typical problem, by the way.
Yeah. So, and it's just really unfortunate. It's also very nostalgic for me. I watched it growing up. I'm in love with that 90s anime style. I love watching Neon Genesis and watching Evangelion 1 power up for the first time and get onto the loading dock and get shot up onto the surface.
Yeah.
Because all the nitty-gritty detail, the grease, the machining panels, the noises, I love it all. And it's easily number 2. Number 3 is Hunter x Hunter. But
yeah.
If I could get more shows out of that one, because this actually came up this morning as well. Someone sent me a picture. It was Matrix, Blue Pill, Red Pill.
Yeah.
You get to watch a show for the first time again. You have no memory of it.
Yeah.
Or you get to pick a show that gets more episodes. And I'll tell you right now, I snatched that pill. I was like, give me more Neon Genesis, please.
Yeah.
Please. Oh, I'm so needy.
Yeah. For the Hunter x Hunter thing, like, if it would have ended, great.
Mm-hmm.
But he showed us the Dark Continent. The sickest place. Like, the ants, the thing that would have just wiped humans, easily. They were like, that's only a B tier threat. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
You almost hesitate, and then you're like, and then there's a lot of story and like watching like Killua and Gon like swap. So there's so much.
There's so much nuance.
And that's great. Like to talk about maybe another time. Like what do you like about this one so much?
Mm-hmm.
But like, oh man. So I would like that question, but different.
Okay.
If you were to say like, how would you word that about a game? Because I would not forget about New Vegas and play it again.
I don't doubt it.
I love that game so much. Like, so whenever I heard you explain that, I was like, yeah, New Vegas easily for me. I would just forget it and replay it. Skyrim's hard too. Skyrim's a good one, but I think the problem with Skyrim is you can kind of get too lost too easily.
Yeah,
you definitely could like just walk down a road for a while. No, that's what's cool about it.
Yeah, very open world.
That's what's really sick about it. But like New Vegas, there is some dead space now that I've played it a lot. But when I played it like for the first time and I was like going that first town, I was like, why does everybody not want me to go to the left? You know what I'm saying? Like my curiosity's peaked. You get stopped like 3 times going to the left.
That's tough.
So like they always say go down the road, go to the right. You're like, okay. You go down the road, your enemies are at the bottom. You look to the right. They even made it appealing. There's like a Ferris wheel. Not a Ferris wheel. There's like a railroad or a
merry-go-round?
Sort of. Yeah. It's like not like a roller coaster. It's like a small little one.
Okay. Yeah.
It goes around a building. So you're like, you look at the building, you're like, that place looks intriguing. There's 2 sides. There's like a little bridge and it's like broken off a little bit. And you're like, okay, I'll go check what this is about. You look to the left, there's nothing. So it's like literally saying there's nothing there, but like you walk down the street, there's a little bit of bandits. Kind of like a little bit tougher if you've never played, like if you don't understand any of the mechanics. Super easy if you do. You go down there, you get stopped by like a little bit. It's like, hey, stop walking that way. And it's like,
I'm not going.
Well, now I want to walk more.
I'm not going. I would have before.
But then you like peek over the hill, and then you just see like the biggest, deadliest animal in the thing. It's just death claws. They walk up. You're like, you shoot it. Its health bar doesn't move, and then it hits you and one shot you. And you're like, ah. So like forgetting that would be great.
Yeah.
And I would love to forget that, but I don't know on the anime side.
There's a handful of movies I'd love to watch again for the first time. Yeah, but I was a big movie guy growing up. So
yes, I wasn't. Movies would be weird for me because like to repeat a movie in comparison to say like repeat Naruto again.
Yeah.
Like there's so much more content in Naruto, even though like there's filler. Like if you cut out every little single second of filler, you still have way more Naruto content.
Way more.
So it's like
Days
a movie. Like I'm just gonna be like, just give me more movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'll love them because a movie you can always like kind of forget for a year and then come back and watch it. You won't get the same enjoyment.
Yeah.
But you'll feel like kind of the same feelings that you had before.
See, but I disagree with that because I do return to these movies kind of frequently.
Yeah.
Not super frequently, but like once every 2 years maybe. But I love them. I know every little bit. And I'm just like, oh, it's so good. American Hangman. I'll shout him out. American Hangman, the original Alien movie.
Okay.
And this is a more wacky take.
I was gonna say the way you paused there for a second, I was like, okay, this is gonna be an oddball one.
Yeah. Well, American Hangman's an oddball one.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
It's Netflix original. It's not even on the platform anymore.
That's tough, dude.
And it's a thriller, and it is
A thriller.
It deals with real world concepts. It takes place in the real world. It's like Saw, but Saw's the other movie that I was gonna say.
Oh, Saw's a tough one.
Yeah.
Watching that one for the first time, you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But I do think like the extra movies have been fine. Not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them, but I'm saying the original Saw because it was such a stone cold stunner of a movie. It did it on such a low budget. They only shot in 34 days in one location. Everything in that movie is in one building. That just blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's great. So, but American Hangman, it was a modern Saw. Truly, American Hangman took place. It had 4 sets. Period. Your cast was maybe 20 people. Full stop.
Yeah. That's small.
And it was, you're on the edge of your seat the entire time.
That's good.
And there's even a twist at the end that you don't really see coming, but you're like, because the person that I was on the side of, because it does blur the lines between morality.
Right.
You have someone who is like, oh, that guy did bad things. And then you also look at who he's fighting against.
Right.
And you're like, that's also a bad guy.
Yeah. So it's like one bad guy is taking out a bad guy.
And you're like, who's on, which side are you on?
Are you an eye for an eye kind of person?
Yeah.
Or are you like, wow,
the
just
overarching,
because you're taking his eye for him taking that guy's eye, it's like, is your eye supposed to be taking, like, so now like you're like getting,
again, it blurs these lines, and that's what that movie does the entire time.
I haven't watched it, but nor probably will I. Like, I don't know why. Movies are hard for me to like start and watch.
Movies are very hard for the modern day viewer.
Like, I don't mind, like if I start a movie and I'm watching it, I'll watch the whole thing. I don't care. Like,
it's a matter of getting to the point of starting, because you look at your watch and you go, oh, it's 9:30 at night, and it's gonna take me, I'm not gonna be ready to sit down to watch the movie for another half hour.
It also like depends how you're watching the movie, because like if you start watching a movie and you lay in bed and then like you start getting tired, like now you're not gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like sitting at my like computer desk or
Mhm.
sitting at my desk, and I start watching it. I'm like, well, now I'm uncomfortable.
See, I'm the other way. I prefer watching things at my desk.
Like I do too. I'm just saying, like as a movie, like if I'm watching a show, I can
Mhm.
easily be like, I got like 10 more minutes.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying for movies and shows at my desk, I'd rather do that because if I'm at my couch, next to my couch is my cabinet full of game stuff. And I'm in the living room and I've got all these I have all these visuals that are just soaking up my attention.
Yeah,
But
you just like lost. I didn't answer the question I asked you, by the way.
I know.
What I would recommend.
Yeah, what would you recommend?
I was thinking about it, and it's probably the one that can take my number one spot at the same time. I don't know what it is. It's hard because like it comes back to like if I'm rating the anime as a whole, right? Naruto is like Are you writing down my answer?
I'm writing down what I think your answer is.
Okay, so if I was just taking Naruto as a whole, right?
Mm-hmm.
The filler sucks.
Yeah, it's not good.
It really does. Like it dissuades you from watching the war arc.
80% filler.
Like, dude, it's D tier, man. Like
Yeah.
the war arc sucks. Like you get introduced to the coolest character probably in the entire series, in terms of villains, like Madara.
Yeah.
And when he comes out, and that dog starts swinging. Like you're like, oh, okay, it is real. We've been watching a bunch of bullshit for. Like if at the time, like could you imagine watching it live, and like as the episodes come out weekly, you've been watching all this dog shit, right?
Oh.
And then next thing you know, Madara comes out. It's like this is not power of your creation, and then just goes in and just starts doing his thing. Like, great,
Yes.
but then somehow, 45 episodes later, we still haven't resolved the issue.
Yeah.
We still haven't figured it out. And you know what I'm saying? It's like very long. Like there's a lot of power ups that happen, and then we get like to the point of absurdity where it's like literally watching anybody else train in the show doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You have like people that could potentially keep up. If it didn't become a mech anime, Minato could keep up. Kind of can't now because he doesn't have
A mech.
like he could apparently have Kurama, but like outside of that, it's like. Can he get inside the Sasano? Like what?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of questions. So like arguably he's probably the lowest character that could like keep up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hashirama obviously could.
Yep.
I mean we watched him
Mech.
dog walk Madara.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I mean,
like
not close.
he had Kurama like in a Sano cloak, and he
Yeah.
just said, "Now hold this." He just punched him to death, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like,
so
I'm
he
him.
could like keep up, and this isn't like Haguruma, Naruto, and stuff, and like Third Eye, Madara, whatever you want to call it. Their 18th version we've been spoiled to at this point. That's the other part. You don't ever get to experience a whole lot. Maybe I don't remember it right, but like Naruto gets power up, Sasuke does, and you're like 3 episodes later they get the ultimate power up. Oh wait, no, they get one more, and you're like,
Yeah.
they just keep going past like farther and farther beyond. They don't really get anything new. It's just like they're faster and stronger now. For
Yeah.
the case of being
They're not.
faster and
They're not
stronger.
weaving signs for jutsus and.
Yeah, like it's kind of whatever. So Naruto's a hard pick
Yeah.
as like to recommend or stay as my number one. If I could take the pain arc, that like if they somehow ended it after that, I'm good. That's all I needed. They could have pulled a Hunter x Hunter, just dropped everything else like
Yeah.
he does. Like just drop everything. I don't even care. Like if it ended there, great. Other than that, it's JJK, man. I know it's on there. I've been talking about it so much. The only problem is it's very fight heavy.
Yeah.
He just gets to the point. You got really cool characters. If you like, one of the problems in Naruto is like women aren't like, other than I do big punchy, women aren't well represented in my opinion. Like Sakura literally gets stabbed by Sasuke like 1,800 times, half killed, and she still falls in love with him and marries him in the end.
I argue there's only one good representation though. Tamari.
Yeah, she's like the smartest one, like her and Shikamaru are considered the two smartest characters at the beginning in terms of like young talent.
Yes.
And then like even when she's older, she like when Madara is going in, she's the first one to hit Madara back and say like, "Don't underestimate me." And it's like, cool. And she also doesn't just do the big punchy.
Yeah.
So like other than that, you haven't watched JJK.
No.
I cannot, for whatever reason, I've been binging a lot of anime, like of different shows. For whatever reason, I cannot remember her name. It's the girl with the hammer.
Sure.
Dude, she is like the coldest character.
Mm-hmm.
So sick.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, honestly, you at the point you're like, he's cooler than Yuji. What?
So, because I've been watching Assassination Classroom.
I've not watched that.
And well, I'm just saying, like, I've watched Assassination Classroom, and I've been, because you're talking about you've been binging a lot of shows. I've been watching Assassination Classroom and Spy Family. There's a character in Spy Family who looks a lot like one of the women from JJK, and it's an.
You'd have to show me.
Yeah, you would never get it.
Yeah,
but she is a coworker of Yuri.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't like. I know where you're going, but like I don't know the
she's
character.
Long black hair, small rectangular glasses.
Oh, you're talking about Maki.
Yeah, I know I'm talking about Maki.
Like from JJK.
Yeah, from JJK.
Yep. Also, that's not even who I'm talking about.
No, I'm saying like
Maki's also badass. She does something in the manga. Like I won't talk about it. She does something in the manga, and you're just like, bro,
do it to me.
So the only like this is spoiler territory, but it's very obvious that it's going to happen eventually.
Okay.
So you learn about Maki that she does not have very much. Like she can't see spirits.
Okay.
She has to wear her glasses to see them.
Yeah.
Right. So her glasses sees them and projects them to her. So basically, the character, the villain, in the new season is he has the heavenly restriction pack, I think, where it's basically you give up using curse energy at all, and in exchange you just become jacked, like you're super fast, like your senses are keen, like you're super strong, like all that, and Maki eventually does it, just says F it, so she becomes that dog and just like goes in, and it's so sick.
That's sick. But yeah, there's a random side character in Spy Family who has like one line in the second episode, and I don't believe we ever see her again. And she looks like Maki.
In Spy Family?
Yeah.
Not Assassination
No, Spy Family. Because she works at the City Hall's council room.
I think you generally see all the characters like again.
I'm sure you do in some regard.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched Spy Family, and the second season kind of focuses on like this other person that like works with Lloyd.
Okay,
is like what it's heavily focused on.
Yeah,
she like loves Lloyd, but like thinks Yor and Lloyd are like super permanent. So she's like kind of jealous.
Is it the messenger? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Because I'm really enjoying the show.
Oh, you say you actually liking it?
Yeah.
I can say it's one of the hard ones to get people to actually start watching.
Really?
I think so, because it's like I think when people see Spy Family as like there's a cute kid.
Yeah.
And is that a lot of it? Yes, but I do think like the other characters are good enough on their own that if like the kid didn't exist, I think we'd still be good.
Yeah. I mean, no, because I do believe that triangle is very necessary.
The triangle's really good though.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's very good. I guess not exist, slightly different. Like I think if the kid was still like different at all, I think we'd still be kind of in like. If the kid was like more depressed or something, I still think we'd be in a good spot.
But we need the telepathy because having the inner monologue.
No, that's true too.
That's so good.
That is so good,
dude. Especially where I'm at right now. The brother came over for dinner.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. Where it's like, hey.
I was like, it wasn't a spoiler for me, but I was like, man, this is good.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that, like.
Yeah.
There's a lot. You get to meet Bond.
Later.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You get-
sick.
This is the only spoiler I'll tell you. They get a dog.
They get a dog.
They get a
They
dog.
get a dog. Little doggo.
Oh, it's a big doggo.
Big dog.
And his name's Bond.
Okay, all right, stop it. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop
Dude.
talking.
Oh, did you binging it tonight?
I'm not gonna be. Well, see, little peek behind the curtain. I work in a laboratory. I do quality control testing for my 9 to 5. So what I do, because I have a lot of downtime in between
Sometimes,
tests. Well, most of the time.
In case your employer's working, you're so busy, dude.
They know I watch it. They know. They walk in, like they walked into the lab today, and like Anya was talking, and I was just like, pause, looked over at them, and just go, "What's up?"
You got something for me today?
And they're like, "What do you watch?" I'm like, "Watching anime." While you do your yeah, they're over there waiting to be tested because they have to wait a certain amount of time before I can test them. And he goes, "All right, cool," and just left because he knows I get my stuff done. It's like,
Yeah. Just another little small peek behind the curtain. It's like it's funny for me to hear that, and some people are like, I can never do that.
yeah,
Not only do you do this at this place,
yeah,
you have left here,
correct,
and they wanted you back.
correct.
So it's
Because
like
I watched all of I don't know 250 episodes of Naruto in that lab.
yeah,
They know I've watched anime, and guess what? I'm that guy.
yeah. You're
I'm
just that
so
guy there,
good.
apparently.
They wanted me to come back, obviously. So and I came back, and I wanted to come back too. I enjoy it. So no, I'm not gonna binge it tonight. I'll probably watch 2 episodes tonight of Spy, and then I'll watch a few more episodes tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a big downtime day too. For other reasons within the company. Fridays are just a lot slower, so I'll probably get
Yeah, because you probably have to do all your reports and stuff, and well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I don't need to get into it. It's just Fridays are slow,
Yeah.
very slow for me. So I'll be watching it tomorrow. I'm excited.
Fridays are a little slow here on Fridays too.
Yeah,
Summertime, shocker, people are out doing stuff.
yeah.
It's like you want to come here, or you want to go to a fireman's festival or a fairground or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, I think we're ready to wrap this up.
I think so too. For
Yeah.
episode 1/2,
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah,
Sure.
episode 1.5. The boys are back in town.
We definitely did a lot more. I think just loose rambling this time around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Doesn't help. Obviously, we recorded some already, and then
Yeah, and we had to
So-
bring it back.
we had to bring it back.
Ready for my wrap up?
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's another card, man, I'm clocked, dude.
Oh no!
I'm checked out.
No.
So I think that we want to do, potentially at end of shows. It's always hard at the end of the show because I'm like, we've talked about all these topics, and you're like, here's a random card, go.
Figure it out.
Yeah. So we play this card game. It's a really fun game if you play with a lot of your friends, especially Commander players, because a lot of Commander players know these whack cards. If I only played Modern, I'd never
No.
whatever. But so basically, you think of a card, and you're like, I have a card, go, and then you just basically ask questions. You get 10 questions. You can now, if your community's really really good at it, you can limit it or limit the bases. It could be, for example, for us, because a lot of times we can't play, we got to do work and stuff. So some cards we kind of miss periods on.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, is it a creature? And for example, he says yes. Well, now I know it's a creature. Is it modern playable? It can be played in modern, but it's not.
Yeah.
And so now I know, okay, so it's all the way back to X time. I figured it out from there. Is it red or blue? And you're like, yes.
Yeah.
And then it's okay, go on.
Everything, all these pretend questions that you've come up with have all been correct.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this is great. And then you just ask anything.
can be needled.
Can it be needled? Which is a hard one. This also helps you actually learn the game a little bit. When you're can it be pithing needle? You're like,
What does needle do?
let me pull up my phone. Let's go check it out. But it was a pretty fun game. I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it, though.
Yeah, we'll
you
just
have any
wrap it.
closing remarks? Anything?
No,
Not to steal anybody's content, but The shows have come up.
Yeah.
Like the shonen, like where you rank them and stuff.
Correct.
Maybe we'll do that. I don't want to do it immediately after.
No, we'll wait.
Yeah.
I got shows to watch.
I got shows to
I got
watch.
JJK to watch.
I've been watching so much more anime.
Yeah.
I didn't even talk about 1,000-Year Blood War arc, and I'm not going to.
No, we can't.
I'm not going to. The splitting of seasons, I would probably just recommend watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to know a lot of things,
No.
but God, is the animation great.
And like OG Bleach is just up there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. It's just filler, man.
No,
Like, stuff like that.
Closing remarks, I've been Connor. Buddy across from me is Brick. Follow us on our socials.
Yeah,
It's simple.
Brigger. That's my real name, by the way.
It's Bricker.
Yeah,
We all call him Brick.
but
I mean, my real name is Joseph. Oh, I'm Connor.
yeah.
So
Well, when I say Bricker, people are like, "Is that a nickname?" Like, no. It's on the old certificate.
Yeah.
But
But
other than that, that's all we got. This episode 1.5.
yeah, 1.5, sure.
If you have any ideas or things you might want us to talk about, leave them in the comments. We'll
Boom.
definitely maybe get to them. We ramble about a lot of things anyway, so
Yeah.
maybe not. But for that, we don't have any closing remarks other than that. So, as Levy once said, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Oh my God.